Today we are going on an epic adventure across Cambodia. First stop, the heart of Battambang. I'll take you through the centre of the city and let you know if it's really worth the visit. Then we're hopping on a 3-hour bus ride straight to Siem Reap, home of the legendary Angkor temples, and I'll show you exactly what that journey is like. On arrival, we'll be exploring Siem Reap for the very first time, so let's dive straight into it. Good morning, Cambodia, and hello from Battambang. In today's vlog, what we're going to be doing is exploring the city centre before going out for some lunch. Then, once we head back, we're going to be getting a bus from here to Siem Reap, which should take about 3 hours. Once we get to Siem Reap, we'll check into the hotel, show you what it is looking like, and then we're going to go out for a meal this evening. So looking forward to today and getting to Siem Reap too. But before we do any of that, what we need to do is go downstairs and ask them how to cut open the mango and the pineapple which we've got in our room, because we have no idea how you're meant to cut them open. Going to eat that and then head out for the day. Right, so she's just finished cutting it and now it's time to give it a try and see what we think. Just tastes so fresh compared to the pineapple that we get in the UK. And there we go, so she's finished cutting up the mango too. So that's a lot easier, you just basically peel it, cut the top and the bottom off, and then just cut it into slices. So that's a much less time-consuming way than cutting the pineapple. And now let's try some of the fresh mango. This is definitely going to be the best bit. It's just so good, it's so juicy. Great way to start the day. So our first stop today is Battambang Central Market. I don't have a clue what they're doing there. Is that like shells of some form? There's obviously some food in there. But we're going to make our way inside and take a look. Apparently they sell loads of fresh fruit, clothes, jewellery too, and it gets really busy in the morning because all the vendors from all the different villages come here to buy their fresh fruit to go and sell it in their villages. But yeah, let's go take a look inside. So there's the jewellery shops on the right hand side. It looks like there's more food down the centre with lots of seating areas too. Food actually doesn't look too unhygienic either. Sometimes in these sort of markets they can look very unhygienic, but this one's not too bad for that. As you go further in, it's more like everyday essentials, sort of like washing up stuff. You've then got pots, pans, plates, clothes on the other side. Some more pots, pans, Tupperware. So you can pretty much get basically everything in here. Now it's got all the fake designer stuff here on the left hand side with the suitcases, which you see in most of the markets. And then this section here is on the opposite side where it's all like the fresh food and veg. It does look really fresh though. However, not the most hygienic of places to be getting it. And there's just meat left on the side there, covered in flies. But it is amazing just to see all these different places and all the markets that they have. Loads of seafood there, all smells very fishy. And now we are out of the market. That is going to be it for the market. And we actually had one successful purchase whilst we were in there. So Beth has got herself some Crocs. The flip-flops were rubbing her, and it'll be interesting to see whether they last till the end of the trip. And it cost her $6. And one thing we have found is that people are very honest with the prices here compared to Thailand and Vietnam. So you don't actually really need to barter unless we've just been completely done over with a $6 pair of Crocs, but we'll never know that. But if you were to pay for these Crocs in the UK, then they'd be way more expensive, so can't really complain. And we're now going to head over to Pub Street, where we're going to be going for lunch. So there's a pub street in Siem Reap, which is meant to be really cool too, so maybe this one might have loads of bars and restaurants along it too. And this in front of us here is Pub Street, so it's got a cool painting there on the right hand side. It does seem pretty dead, so maybe it does get a bit livelier in the evening. However, you can't see too many locations for pubs and bars, and we're going to have to try and find somewhere for where we can go and eat. But it is quite cool just seeing the sort of all the traditional French colonial buildings down the centre. And we should have come here last night maybe and seen what it looked like. There also seems to be lots of massage places. So like over here, there's traditional Khmer massages. However, they don't all look that amazing. Hello. Little girl just ran past me saying hello. And we're now heading to our next destination, which is the Fringe, where we're going for lunch. So this is it here. So hopefully we should be able to get some nice food. They do craft beers, IPA, lagers too. But I think it's a little bit early for that, as it's about 10, 11 a.m. right now. And now we are sat down at the front of the restaurant watching the world go by. It's really nice comfy seats, to be fair, with the table. And then there's loads of nice seating as well. It's very sort of, I don't know, maybe Americanized actually. But it is a beautiful cafe. And it had so much good choice on the menu too in terms of food. And it had loads of like barbecue marinated stuff, which is perfect for me. But in the end, we actually went for 2 pittas. So I've got the chicken and avocado pitta, and Beth's got the tofu pitta. So that should come hopefully very shortly. With the waters though, we're noticing a lot here in Cambodia is they're trying to get rid of all the plastics. They're not selling like plastic bottles, and instead are selling, well, not selling, but just giving you water. And it's from a bottle, but it's without the plastic bottle, if that makes sense. So that's really good of them too. But we're now going to sit here, wait for our food, and then I'll show you what it's like. And the pittas have arrived, and they look amazing. They look so fresh. So obviously Beth's got her tofu one, which is just there. Looks really nice with the hummus. Just looks amazing too. And then I've got my chicken and avocado. So let's give it a try. Oh, it just looks so good, let's be honest. Oh, it's falling out the bottom. It's just like bursting with flavour. That tastes amazing. You can tell it's all really fresh too. Now let's take a chunk out of Beth's. No, I'm joking, I won't do that. But hers looks really good as well, and we'll let you know what they're both like and how much they cost in just a few moments. That food was delicious, and Beth loved hers too, so I definitely recommend going to the Fringe and getting those pitta breads, because they are amazing for lunch and only cost us $11.25 too, which is around £9, so not bad at all. And now we're going to head back to the hotel. So we're going to book a tuk-tuk at the end of Pub Street and then pack up to get ready for the bus taking us to Siem Reap. I'm not going to lie, Pub Street isn't very pubby. It's just mainly locals and the odd cafe as you walk down. So there's not too much to see down here. Not too much in the centre of Battambang. So I'd probably recommend doing all the day trips and going out of Battambang to the south and the north. We missed out a few things like temples, but that's because we've seen so many temples now. So we don't need to go and do that again. We will also be seeing Angkor Wat in Siem Reap, which is meant to be the best temple here in Cambodia. So we thought we'd save it for that. So it cost us 3,700 rial to get back, which is less than £1 again, so it is really reasonable, and now it is time to go. So it's going to be quite sad saying bye to this room. It did us proud. It was a really nice room, and our bags are packed. So we're going to head over to the train station, the bus stop now, where we're going to be catching the bus to Siem Reap. And that is it. So we're now heading to the bus stop. It cost us 3,800 rial to get to there via tuk-tuk. And then we're going to be waiting for our bus. But the people that were at the hotel is lovely, so I definitely recommend staying there, and I'll leave a link in the description for that hotel too. Probably one of the best hotels that we've stayed in for the value for money too, whilst being here in Cambodia. But it's going to be sad to say goodbye to Battambang, but we are looking forward to saying hello to Siem Reap. So the bus cost us just £14.67 for the both of us, which is about £7 each obviously. And this is the bus that we are going to be getting. So it is Vet Buses, the company, and we'll let you know what we think of the ride. Got on the bus, and it is quite comfy actually. It's got quite a lot of space. We've been given a free bottle of water too, which is great with the £7 price. It's very cheap, and it's pretty empty. So hopefully we're going to have these 2 seats spare, but you never know because people might get on a bit later on. They also have some plug sockets too for USBs if you need them. And I don't know if they've got Wi-Fi, I don't think they do. They've not said anything about Wi-Fi, so I'll assume they don't. But it's nice and well air-conned, which is very nice. The trip is about 3 hours, so I'm hoping that they're not going to be doing any errands like they did on our previous bus trip and it takes 6 hours instead, but we'll find out. And we have arrived in our final destination in Cambodia, which is Siem Reap. And the hotel looks wonderful, I can't wait to show you that. But the bus journey took 3 hours and 20 minutes, really nice and comfy bus, so definitely recommend going with the company, and I'll leave a link down to it in the description below. And then we got a tuk-tuk from there to here, which was like a couple of pounds, if that. But let me show you around this hotel, starting off with the bathroom. So as you come in on the right, you got one big shower, the toilet, and then there's the sink area there. You've then got the wardrobe. It's got a couple of gowns which look good. And then the safe down there. Fridge. It's got a mirror there, and then a nice big open room with a massive bed by the looks of it too. So we'll have Beth on my side, which is nice. And then this is our view. If I can open the curtain, there we go. So it's actually coming towards sunset right now. It's a little bit blurry. I think it's because of the sun, but yeah, it looks very nice. Looking forward to going out and exploring Siem Reap, and I've been looking forward to it pretty much my whole life, as we can go and see Angkor Wat, which is probably one of the wonders of the world. I don't know if it's actually defined as that yet. But the hotel cost £22 per night, so a really cheap one for a really nice hotel. So definitely recommend this. It's got a pool on the roof. You can also get massages too, and then they help you with booking all of the activities. But for now, we're just going to unpack as we are here for 4 nights, which is quite nice. We don't have to move for 4 nights, which is perfect. And we've got lots of relaxation time whilst we're here too. It's not all rushed, which is perfect. And we're now settled in and ready to go out for the evening. So we're going to head over to the night market. It's about a 10-minute walk. Go check out some shops, restaurants, and then grab some food. And then we'll check out a little bit more before returning back to the hotel. So as we're walking towards the old town, there's loads of these like street food vendors just on the side of the road here, and then it's got seating on the other side, so this looks really nice. But we're hoping to find somewhere even nicer in the centre. And we were saying there's actually some restaurants across on the other side of the river too, and they look really nice. They look more like restaurants rather than street food though. But yes, looking good so far here in Siem Reap. There seems to be lots of choice for food and drinks and some shopping to do too. We are now on the outskirts of the old town, and right ahead of us is the old market. So that's where all those stalls are. And then if you follow that road down, you should get further into the centre where you can see like the night market and lots more shopping too. But do you know the restaurants we just talked about on the other side of the water? We're going to head over there and see whether there's a nice restaurant to eat tonight, and then maybe tomorrow or the day after that, we'll head in towards the old town instead and get food there. And like most big cities, they have got a hard rock cafe, and apparently there's live music here every night, which is pretty cool. So maybe we'll have to come down here on one of the nights. But I do feel like hard rock is dropping off a bit. It's very expensive for what it is. It's more just like a tourist trap, in my opinion. But we'll have to see what it's like tomorrow. Even the frogs wanted to get a bit of action tonight. We had a quick walk back up the street, but everywhere just seems a little bit dead at the moment. It's currently 6:30 and everywhere's quite quiet. Not too sure why, or whether it is quite early to be going out for food when you're here. But so instead we're going to head back towards the old town, where hopefully we can find a restaurant there instead. And for food, we found the restaurant Khmer Kitchen, which is obviously Khmer food, which is Cambodian food. So the first bit has arrived, which is the starter, and that is the fresh spring rolls, which looks really tasty. So we'll give them a try in just a second. And then I've got myself an Angkor draft, while being very close right now to Angkor Wat. So I'm looking forward to visiting there tomorrow. So cheers to that. It looks quite like a traditional restaurant too from Cambodia. And we were saying that we already really love Siem Reap because it's got quite cool looking buildings, all the French colonial again. A little bit like Luang Prabang sort of style buildings. But let's give one a try. Let's dip it into the sauce too. So this is a sweet and sour sauce. And yes, that is correct. It's not sweet chili, it's sweet and sour. That's what it's like. They are very big mouthfuls, but it actually tastes really good. And the sauce especially, you definitely got to have it with the sauce because that tastes amazing. So we'll finish these off and then the main should arrive very shortly. And now the main meal has arrived. So I've got the Lok Lak. So we've not tried this yet, but again, another traditional Khmer cuisine. And then Beth has got the tofu fried rice, which she's probably had about 20, 30 times since we actually set off on our journey. But let's try some of this. We'll try and get a little bit of everything. So we'll get a bit of egg, a bit of chicken with the sauce. Got no idea what this sauce is in here, but we'll get a little bit of that too. And then we'll have some rice on top. And let's see what it's like. It's nice. It's definitely not the most flavourful of the Khmer cuisines. Definitely much rather have the curry or the amok. But it is still nice food, so can't really complain. We're going to enjoy our meal now. And then maybe on the way back we'll check out a little bit of the old town and head back to the hotel. The food came to $16.50, which is around £13, so not too expensive, bearing in mind how nice the restaurant was. And now we're going to head over to the night market to take a look at what that looks like. We've just basically passed next to Pub Street, which looks really cool, so we'll check that out on another day. But hopefully the night market will have lots of shops to explore. And here we are at the Angkor Night Market, which looks really cool, very well lit up. I think it's a couple of different night markets which you can go to. I believe there's a Riverside one too, but we're going to be looking down this one today and seeing if there's any decent shops. So we're looking for a football top from Cambodia, we're looking for a postcard for Beth's grandma too, and then there's plenty of other things around here as well. So that night market was tiny, but one thing that we have noticed since being here is that the quality of all the clothes and stuff is 10 times better than anywhere else in Cambodia. So we're definitely going to buy some stuff from here. I've seen the football tops too, because some of the football tops are basically cheaper knockoffs and the Adidas logo just looks wrong. And then some of them are the proper ones where it's got, well, not proper, but much better knockoffs where they've actually got the 3 lines of the Adidas logo, which is the one I'm hoping to get. I have noticed though that the Cambodia word is in like the plastic lettering, and so that probably will come off in the wash, but I don't mind too much. It's going to be pretty cheap anyway. They said $8 already, so we can only go for less now. So we're now heading towards the Riverside Night Market. However, as you can see on the sign here, they missed out the E on the money exchange. They ran out of space for it by the looks of it. A classic rookie error there. So there's a cool lit up bridge with like hearts and the sort of temple themed roof over there, and then the rest of the market is just on the other side of the river. That's just another huge market by the looks of it. It goes all the way into the centre too. There's just so much to see whilst we're here, and I don't think we're just going to get the chance to see it all, especially in one night. There are just so many different alleyways full of shops. I mean, they all sell very, very similar stuff, but it is massive, so there's so many different places that you can barter at, maybe check the price in a few different places before you finally decide to buy it. So yeah, it is quite cool to see. We're now working our way back towards the hotel, and we're just passing Hard Rock Cafe right now. So there's the live singer. It's getting a little bit more lively few more people are actually sat down outside, which is good. So maybe we'll have to try this strip at some point on another evening. And now we've made it back into the room. So that is going to be it for the day. Had a great day, starting off with exploring Battambang, then getting the bus to Siem Reap, and finally going around the old town. Tomorrow we should have a lot more planned to do whilst we are here in Siem Reap, and I'm looking forward to that day too. But if you did enjoy this vlog, do make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all of the travel vlogs, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's vlog.